Welcome today, guys. What? Scoot up. Okay, so yeah, Matt is our camera guy, and we got apparently a really expensive camera that can't do anything. So we ready, guys? Welcome here. I'm your host, Nate Barger, and I got a wonderful guest here with us today for the Real Estate Millionaires. He's a financial guru, and you guys make sure we'll put his link into the bio. And make sure that you check him out. Jeff Poto, tell us a little bit about you, brother.
Nate, thanks for having me.
No, thank you, man.
Hey,
look, we got some sparkling water here. We act like it's
the bubbles. It's the bubbles.
Yes,
they help you.
We're feeling rich today. It's snowing. It's ugly in Ohio, and
it's beautiful in here.
Yeah, it is because we got all these lights, man. I feel like the sun is just beaming on us. And thank you guys for joining us, man. We hope to be able to show you guys. So he's really conservative, and I would say that people are going to say that I'm aggressive because of what I do, but I'm an expert in what I do, and I know down to the details everything about what we're doing except COVID. We didn't know about COVID, but we knew something was coming, so we did plan for, not COVID, but we planned for something. So go ahead, brother.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so that's exactly my thought, is just planning to be ready.
Yep.
So when I'm talking financials, financial guru, it's as simple as just understanding how much money you make, understanding how much money you pay out a month. When you are overpaying for anything, why are you doing it? So that's where I want to limit your liabilities. I want to increase assets that you own. So on a conservative side, be ready for anything. But being ready.
What does being ready for somebody look like? Somebody who's a W-2 person. I mean, obviously, it's going to be different for somebody like me who has to plan ahead different because I own a lot of properties. But
so when it comes down to it, what do you want from your life? I mean, do you want to start investing in real estate? Knowing where to start, you need to know that you have the money, you have the capital, you have the backing to be able to do it. And realizing that not everybody makes money right away. That show Flip or Flop, I'm not a giant fan of it, but they never show the flops. That's why I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But that's where, you don't always make money, and you don't always, especially when you don't know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So you need to be advised to understand where to go. What move should I make? Is this a good move?
That's interesting because, I tell people in this new day and age, guys, is that you don't really need, in my opinion, you don't need to go to college unless you want to be a doctor or an attorney or an engineer. Because, see, college is dated. In other words, I was reading an article the other day, and the article was 3 weeks old. And I said, man, this is a dated article. I need something that's a couple hours old. So that's information. Well, college, they're teaching you something and saying, hey, in 4 years, you can go out and get a job. Well, that job may not even be around in 4 years. So you got to try to figure out, artificial intelligence is growing so quickly. What is it that I'm going to learn? How is this going to be relevant? Because a lot of these jobs now, especially with when they're mandating, pushing minimum wage up, which I think people need to make more money. But I think that what that's going to do is that's going to kill a lot of jobs because McDonald's and all these people that are already close to using AI to replace. I mean, why do I need somebody back there to flip a burger? I mean, come on, man. I mean, we can start sending people to the moon in the 60s. Surely we can figure out a way more efficiently to create and make a perfect burger. So what's going to happen when you raise them rates? I think a lot of jobs are going to disappear because, you're at this point where AI is getting cheaper. And so you got to think about what jobs are going to be around in 4 years or 8 years if you're going to go to college. Obviously, doctors are probably 20, 30 years away from being replaced. Real estate buyers, that's the good thing about real estate. I don't know if they can come in and, people still want that human interaction. And you got to physically go look and see. But I think they will come up with some amazing programs, but you still need people to execute and buy. But even that, man, that's going to be, someone's going to put a program together that can do it all. But you still need people physically to go out there and do the work. And I think we're 100 years away from that. But again, I haven't studied it. So, what's your thought on, you talked about, the information, guys. And so you get the information, then you have to come up with the goal. And that's why you need somebody like him to help you put the financial plan together. Where do you want to be? How are you going to get there? Because we started in September saying, you know what, we're gonna do something crazy. We are going to buy 100 hotels. Now, at the time, we only owned one hotel. And so that seems crazy and absurd, and we had no idea how we were going to do it, but we started off with an idea, which is what he can help you do. You have to have an idea first. And so here we are 4 months in. We're about to close on our fourth one, and we're about to have several $100 million in capital available to go buy. And I tell people, listen, even if it seems impossible, when they decided in the late 60s that they were going to put a man on the moon, nobody knew how they were going to do it. But they decided that they were going to do that. And in a short amount of time, I think it was, something like 18 months?
If that.
The dude was up walking on the moon, man. So tell us about how you're going to help people get to their goal so that he can help you form the action steps and then execute. That's really what financial planning is, right?
100%. Just forecast.
So he has the data. He has the forecast. And then, we can kind of intertwine this, and you have to come up with some capital, because for me, it helps you get the capital so that you can buy some rental property and then leverage it.
You go to the bank and you have too much debt. What are they going to tell you?
You're over leveraged, man. Yeah.
Sorry, we can't lend to you.
We can't lend to you. Your debt to income ratio.
Exactly. Yep. So let's get that in line. Let's get that in order. Let's quit going out to Chipotle 4 or 5 times a week.
Yep.
And let's just learn how to live on less.
Not
cutting out fun.
See, he was different. I feel like, okay, how are we gonna make more money? I like my Chipotle. But go ahead, man.
Well,
this financial planner, that's what you're gonna get.
If you want Chipotle, you got to earn that Chipotle, right?
Yeah. You
make
do.
the money.
You do.
There's nothing wrong with Chipotle.
Yep. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
But my thing is, if my grandma's favorite saying way back when was living on champagne taste with beer money.
Yep. Absolutely.
And when you don't understand what you're trying to accomplish, you want the whole world, you want to get to the moon. All right, what's the first step?
So you're saying a lot of people want to get to the moon and they in a Volkswagen?
Exactly.
Now, how you gonna get? Okay,
exactly.
I got you, man.
We're gonna get the Mars by buying GameStop.
Yeah.
I don't know how that exactly works out. It's just, what is the actual plan that you can use yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I feel. Too many people try to copy one person.
Yep.
Nobody wants to do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many. There's a lot of white noise, especially in the financial world. Do this, don't do that.
Well, I think a lot of people don't know. I mean, a lot of people are not like you, where you actually own the company, or me. They are getting paid a commission and basically a salesperson, and they may have just got hired out of McDonald's because they had the look, or because they just had the need. And so I remember the first financial consultant in my life I ever went to. This is maybe back in 2007.
How old were you?
2007, I was, I've been 32 at the time.
Impressive.
And so, this guy, I'm looking at his plan. I'm like, dude, this stuff don't make no sense to me, man. And he's like, well, if you're telling me that you can do that, what you're doing, you can retire in a year. I was like, yeah, probably. And but that's because I learned real estate and leverage. Let me tell you guys the power of leverage. So when you're leveraging a property, let's say you're getting and I'm gonna jump back. You got to get the money saved up first. That's why I want you guys to hook up with him, because he can help you make the decisions to get your $20,000 down payment. Once you get that, you just follow our program. Go on YouTube, man. I'm giving away what cost me millions of dollars to learn in 15 years. I'm giving away to you for free because I care about you guys and I don't want you to struggle. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell, do that little cool thing. Matt, you can't hit the button. I don't hear no bell going on. That's okay.
I can do crickets.
Okay, you can do crickets. Okay, you guys got the crickets. So look, you get 4-1. That's 80% loan, right? And then he talks about being over leveraged, but over leverage is like being close is one thing, but you got to have reserves. That's the main thing.
Yes.
Because things are going to happen. Your tenant is going to call you and you are going to have a flooded basement, or you are going to have a water heater that busts, or you are going to have a tenant that tears your place up. You're going to have unexpected expenses. So we'll have the money to take care of that. But I want to show you real quick because I'm going to show you too. Because you're like, oh my God, how do you get that?
I'm here to
You understand where we're at right now, where equilibrium is, new build, where the shortage of inventory that we have?
Yes.
How are we going to meet new demand? You have to build.
You have to build.
What's it cost to build? It's crazy. Crazy, right? So we got out there we got little 2,500 square foot houses.
Right.
$700,000.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Remember when me and my wife had our first house, it was 2,400 square foot. It was a $200,000 house, brand new. My wife had it built right before I met her. I mean, it's crazy how much but why? Everything's up. And so what you got to understand is we are going to go through inflation. We have to. The Feds need it to erase their debt. And statistic, I want to keep sharing this with you guys. If we can create 6% inflation for 4 years, and then we can keep the bond rate low, which the Feds are the biggest buyer of the bond rate, so they got it pegged. They'll keep it at 1%. You're going to erase 23% of the federal deficit over 4 years. Insane. Everybody, oh my God, how are we going to get rid of this? Took us 30 years, and I can show you in 10 years how to get rid of it through inflation. Now, inflation is going to be bad for a lot of people because buying power. But if you own real estate, you can crush it, and here's why. You get 5% inflation a year, which is kind of high historically, but what we're going through, 5% is not bad. That means that you're putting 20% of the money up, the bank's putting 80% up. You're getting 100% of the inflation, but you're only putting 20% of the money up. So if you put the multiplier on that, you're going to take your 5% inflation and you're going to times it by 5 because you're going to get the 20 and then you're going to get all the banks. So you're getting 25% inflation allocated to your money. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that a crazy number?
Crazy, no.
Okay, and that's compounded.
Right.
So you start compounding that year over year. You got a $160,000 house year one that's worth $204,000 year 5, right? And now you got to look and dig into the area, right? You got to look at what's the demand in the area. Cincinnati, we have 28,000 apartment or house shortage for low to moderate income. How do you run that? You look at the average median for Hamilton County is 49.5. 80% of that is whatever, 41, 42, and these people can afford a right around $1,200 a month payment. So what does that look like? Back into the number, right? Because without real wages, it doesn't matter. That 5% has to stop without real wages. So that's why, inflation, you can kind of figure out where it's going. You got to look at the basic jobs in the area. And I don't know how much you know. You probably know a ton about basic jobs, right?
I've started from the bottom and now I'm here.
So we're here. We're still at the bottom. But that's okay. Cheers, man. Come on. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Hey, I think you maybe put some lime in his, man. So that's 25% inflation. Does that make a lot of sense to you? Now we're talking about the cash on cash return, right? You're buying a property that makes 7%. Let's just say, I want to come in and push the rents to where I make a 9% return, right? So I'm making 9% on my money, which is the 20%. I'm borrowing the money from the bank at, let's say, 3.5, but the indicative rate, which is what it looks like, the APR looks like a 5. So I'm making a 4-point spread off the bank's money. 4 times, they put up 4.
Right.
20, 40, 60, 80. 4 times 4 is, what is it?
16.
Plus 9 is?
On the
25.
25.
25% cash on cash, 25% inflation. Oh my goodness. Now we're cooking. We're making 50% a year on our money. Does that make sense? But see, Dave Ramsey wants to keep you poor. But you like Dave Ramsey because you like bologna, right?
I
Ramen noodles.
I grew up on bologna. I still eat bologna. My kids eat bologna.
When I went to prison, man, we ate ramen noodles every night. So I kind of like ramen noodles, but
you got to enjoy what you want to enjoy. Dave Ramsey wants to. He likes to keep you in a line, in a structure that you're never going to deviate from.
Yeah, and you're never going to deviate. You're never going to have massive wealth, which is what I want to see you have is massive wealth. I don't want to see you live a mediocre life, work until you're 65, save all your money. Your kids, we didn't go to Disney, but we took pictures outside of it. I don't want you to do that, man. I want to show you how you can take and put your money to work, and you can do both. You can still have a lot of money, live well below your means, and still enjoy life. But in order to get there, you have to make the sacrifice that Dave Ramsey's talking about. The only thing I disagree with him on is debt. Debt can be really good, as we see in the illustration below, if you know how to use it to your advantage. Would you agree?
I agree. There is good debt, there is bad debt.
There you go. Good debt and bad debt. Talk about good debt.
So good debt is anything that you own as an asset. I look at a house.
Something that it brings you in money that you can get leverage on is good debt, right?
Yes.
What is bad debt?
Bad debt's the stupid stuff that you shouldn't have bought to begin with.
Look. Okay, so what you're saying, if I go to Kroger's and I put my groceries on a credit card, that's bad debt, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, if you're paying it right off and you're getting the points, not, right?
Exactly. I'm a scumbag to creditors.
I don't even have a credit card, man.
Really?
No credit cards. No debt. No, all my cards are buy. I just pay cash. I don't like payments. I hate them.
Yep.
Now, my primary residence, yes, I have some debt. But other than that, man, I don't like debt because I feel like if I'm going to borrow money for a car, I'm going to get something that I haven't earned yet, right? And so I've already earned it, paying cash for it. It's an asset. If I need to go sell, now it's an asset, right?
Right.
It's not a liability, even though, well, that's what I told my wife.
Well,
it still costs insurance and.
It's still going to cost you money.
Yeah.
You're not going to make money on most vehicles.
No, I buy cars that go up in value.
Well, that's a different
Here,
story.
I'll show them to you. We'll go out to the garage, man, and it's snowing today. Maybe we'll go do an exotic. We'll take the Lambo out, and we'll have the doors up and drive in the snow and be idiots, right? It probably won't even go nowhere because the tires spin even when it's dry, man. It's got so much power. I guess I got to have Matt put some sticky stuff on my tire. Spray that sticky stuff.
I'll give you a good push.
There you go. Nah, you're going to be in there with me, man. we gotta take chances with the window up. So tell us a little bit more about what you have to offer, your experience, and what we can do to get these people to get their $20,000 down. So now that you see why I want them to get to $20,000 down, do you know if they can come up with this $20,000 down here? Do you see how much money they can make?
It's limitless.
But let me show you something else. But wait, there's more. I'm going to show them how they can be in it for $120K. It's going to appraise at $160K. They're going to go back to the bank and do it 80%. I got banks that'll do no seasoning, right? And they'll give you 80% of this, right? How much money do you have in it then? 80% of that is 128. You got 2,000 closing costs. You got 126K back. How much money you got in the deal now?
A lot more than you started with.
No, you have no money in the deal. You actually got 6,000 cash back. Think about that, Dave Ramsey. Now we ain't eating bologna anymore. We're eating ham. Okay? So look at that, man. Now, and ramen noodles, I still like ramen noodles are good, though. But we can get the good mayonnaise. We ain't got to get cheap mayonnaise. A lot of you guys don't know how to make breaks, but that's what you put in a break. That's in prison or, that's what you make. And then, so look, man, what if I can do that? What if I can show you how to do that?
That's why I'm here.
Is that cooking with fire?
Exactly.
Now look at this. You got 126K back. You only had 120 in it. You got all of your cash back plus $6,000. I'm going to show you how to do 30 of these over 5 years. 30 times 6 is what?
I was going to say, this gives you options.
Gives you options, man. Options. There you go. That's what my partner Mike Yelly, make sure you guys go follow him. He always talks about that. I don't know why he's not on here, but he's supposed to be on here with us, but he's probably playing in the snow with his kids, I hope. But look, options is why we really do real estate. Because it gives us options in life. We can go on vacation if we want. We can stay home if we want. We can move to Florida if we want. We can go give away $100,000 to charity if we want. We can sit here and spend $100,000 a year to create a studio and give the content back to you. That's what we did, man. And so it gives you options. And that's why I'm here, guys. It's not that I don't make no money doing this. This is like not even really. My time is better well spent somewhere. But my passion, growing up poor, is to show you guys that you don't have to do that, man. You don't have to do that. But I got to show you the plan and give you the final goal. And that's why we got him here today, because he can help you get this 20K. Then we're going to show you how to extract the capital back out, and you're on to the next property. And we have resources. We have banks. We have wholesalers. We have I'm even working something out with Home Depot right now to get special pricing for all the members of our BRRRR Invest group. And then I am going to show you guys what I handpick for all of our thousands of units that we do, because I'm doing it, number one, because it looks good aesthetically, and I'm looking at trends and how much longer this stuff is going to look trendy. And then number two, I'm doing it because I know it's going to hold up to tenants, and we deal with Class C tenants. So if it can hold up to them, it can hold up to the Class B tenants, C plus, B minus tenants that I want you guys to go after. So tell them about some of the products that they might not know about that you would be able to use to help them enhance their getting their 20 grand.
So from a standpoint of being completely conservative and being able to leverage and owning assets.
They don't have any money.
They don't have any money.
They don't have any money or not much, so they need to be aggressive, right? Conservative is once you get the money, right?
Correct.
So they need to be aggressive. What do you have that's kind of aggressive?
I look at you. What do you want to do? How often are you sitting on the couch versus learning how to start a podcast? Go cut grass. Go get a second. Go flip those burgers until the AI replaces you.
Yep.
I mean, go do something
with your time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can make money in countless ways.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no reason.
Can you make money? Can you make money sitting on your couch sleeping?
Compound interest, yes, sir.
There you go. But you got to get there. You got to own assets first.
You have to be like Albert Einstein and learn. That's the eighth wonder of this world.
Yep, he said that's the most powerful thing in the world is compound interest. I'm going to tell you guys why. Because 50% return, nobody gets that. I'm going to tell you nobody gets that, okay? I'm going to tell you that those are unprecedented, crazy. That's a great deal. But we hit 30% internal rate of return all the time. That's our minimum threshold, actually. We don't even look at it if it can't do that. And so we got videos on, guys. This is a lot. This is very, very, very high level. So we got videos on. Make sure you go check us out on YouTube and subscribe and click on the bell. You'll get all the videos as we release them. Matt's releasing them all the time. Got one that we want to show you guys how I was able to buy a Lamborghini Murcielago LP640 Verde Ithaca, most sought after color, all carbon fiber. It's a beautiful car. By changing out toilets. I'm going to show you guys how to do an energy audit, man. I bought a Lamborghini changing out toilets. I bought a Ferrari changing out light bulbs, man. Easy money. I ain't even an electrician or a plumber. So we're going to show you guys how to do the energy audits. But first, we want you guys to get the basics and save up your $20,000. So go ahead and tell them about some of the products, because the one that you mentioned to me earlier, a lot of people don't know about that.
No one knows about whole life insurance. I mean, honestly, you look at it, you think, is this even legal when it's all coming down? Yep. Looking back in the day, people use this. It was a tool by the elite, the wealthy, and it was
because the number one thing it does is taxes.
Taxes.
When you go to transfer all your wealth.
Yes.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit about that and why the wealthy people use it.
So the wealthy taxation is the first and foremost. You're putting your money into something that you're never going to pay another dime on taxes ever again. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to utilize that money. There's no limit that you can put money
Guys,
into.
let me tell you what that means. If you put $100 a month away for $100 a month away for 30 years, that's 360 months. That's $36,000 that you put away. $36,000 is going to grow to well over $1 million compounded. That's what compound. I don't care how much money you can save. You cannot save your way to retirement. You can save $20,000 a year for 360 months. That's only $720,000. You have to invest your way to retirement.
With the whole life insurance, it's not an investment. That's first and foremost. It's not an investment. And if you ever hear anybody talk about life insurance as an investment, they're flat out wrong. Mm-hmm. But this is leverage. This is an asset that you own. Nobody can just take it from you.
Now, I don't necessarily agree with you.
Okay.
I think it can be an investment, because I was looking at doing one where, I don't know, it's something crazy, man. We got $15 million in there. Now, because it's a way of pushing this money out where you don't have to pay taxes on it, and growing it where you're not paying taxes on it. And then when you're become very wealthy, you can only transfer, I think, about a 10 point something or $11 million per couple to your kids.
Right.
So you're able to transfer this life policy, and you don't have to pay any taxes on it, right?
Death benefits, so 100% tax-free.
Tax-free. So if you're wealthy and you own over $11 million in real estate, which if you follow our videos and you execute this, you will have over $11 million to pass on to your kids, guys. And listen, I'm not just telling you this, man. I am grew up poor with a poor mindset with an alcoholic family. And man, just, man, went to prison. No, I have no education. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Elon Musk doesn't even care. He cares about what are you going to do? Are you going to solve the problem? Are you going to work 30 hours straight to make it happen? That's all that matters in this new society, because it used to be, what does your brain know? Now it's not. I go right here on and look it up on a smartphone and be an expert on something in 3 to 4 minutes. I mean, literally, guys, if you know how to scrape data, pull data, research it, not pull up the first article on Google, but cross-examine it and figure out which one's right, maybe 20 minutes, okay? But, I mean, in 20, 30 minutes, I can figure out how to do a heart surgery probably. Now, I wouldn't want you operating on me, but I do want a doctor. But I'm just saying you can understand the process, maybe cut the wrong part, but we don't want to go there, guys.
That's what that college, that's that specialty. Right
that's that
there.
specialty. That's what you need, man. Yeah, you want to work on me, man. You got to have some, oh, man, I'll never forget, man. My uncle was with us, and he's got rheumatoid arthritis, and we're down in Tucson, man. We were picking up some weed down there. This back in the late 90s. And so my guy from Mexico was over there, and he looked at his wrist. He said, well, hey, what's wrong with your wrist? And he said, I got rheumatoid arthritis. He said, I got a doctor. He fixed that. You come to Mexico with me. He was like, nah, dude, there's no cure for this. So I don't know what they were going to do to him, but my uncle didn't let him operate on him. So, but I don't know. Maybe he was going to cut his arm off.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt anymore.
I fixed it. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt anymore. So tell us how the life product works, what it looks like, how they're able to put the money in, how they're able to grow it, and how they're able to life insurance policy that you're able to borrow money against.
And the funny thing is, the stories that I always heard, there's a thing called a MEC limit. And they always said that it was drug money that was being put into these products because they were so safe, conservative, and if they lost a little bit of money, it was fine.
Yeah.
So in 1988, the IRS actually started looking at it, and that's why life insurance cannot be an investment. The IRS actually looked, and they said, all right, if you follow these rules and you're within our limits, we won't consider this an investment piece. Mm-hmm. If you're outside of these, it's a 7-pay test. If you're outside of that, it is an investment.
Yep.
And it's no longer, you lose the taxation benefits.
Okay.
So as a wealthy person, you want to make sure, or even just as an ordinary person, you want to make sure that you're not overpaying on taxes. Mm-hmm. So the big thing is, this is on you, this is on your life, and you're able to become essentially your own bank.
Well, guys, the thing that I liked about it when I was going over this was that, let's say, you never know what's going to happen when you're an investor. And let's say you're real aggressive, you're pushing money over there. And I don't want to use crazy big numbers because a lot of you guys, but let's say you're pushing over, you're trying to get this thing built up to $15 million, right? And that's putting, I don't know, $700,000 a year into it or whatever, over 15 years. It was something, maybe 20 years. But look, if you ever go bankrupt or somebody sues you, they can't touch that money. So that's legacy money over there. And am I right?
You're right.
And theoretically, you could go borrow against that if you needed money. Even if you're bankrupt, you can borrow against that. So you still, a bank says, man, your credit score is 399 and we can't do nothing. You say, hey, that's okay. Check this out. And it's why rich people, they always have money. They have it in different places. They can call over there and loan money out of that account that nobody could touch.
2 or 3 days, you're going to have money, and even the bank's going to say, where'd this money come from?
Yeah.
And it's 100% documented. Here's my loan.
Yeah, I made it rain, baby. I made it rain. You wouldn't give, and then here's what you tell the bank, screw you. You wouldn't give me no loan. I'm not keeping my money in your account.
And the beauty is, on top of that, if you set it up in the right system, you're going to be making money compounding on the money that you're borrowing.
Yep.
So you're leveraging the financial institute's money.
Yep.
You're not even borrowing against yourself.
Yep.
But you get to pay yourself back. You get to leverage that compounding interest.
Yep. You pay yourself back whatever 2% a year. You go do something like this. You don't have to make 50% a year. That's small deals. You can't get those type of returns when you start doing big deals. Unless you start looking at what we're doing in hotels right now. We can do that just because the market fell apart. And it's taking opportunity. It's like moving, instead of moving against everything, you're moving with it, and it's a lot easier. So, and I know you wanted to learn a little bit about real estate today. So tell us about what you're doing, what you're looking to do in the future.
All right.
What your future plans are.
So my future plans, honestly, commercial buildings. They're not going anywhere. I want to be able to own a building.
Now, what kind of commercial buildings?
Oh, I want storefront, not for myself. That'd be greedy. I don't need a storefront. I'd want storefronts to help out small businesses.
Okay.
I want to have some apartments above it too. That's going to pay all the bills that I need.
Yep.
So if I can't find a business that's going to sustain itself, but I want to help leverage small businesses.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Okay. And when you say leverage small businesses, so everybody out here that has a small business, how can you help work with them? Because we had a guest on yesterday, Ash Patel, brilliant guy. He's getting 40%. This ain't even accounting his inflation. He's getting 40% cash on cash. That's insane. But right now, it's risky to go into retail, but what he's talking about is different. The risk is in the big box stores, the ones that Amazon's going to wipe out. Amazon's not going to wipe out the little coffee shop. It's not going to wipe out the little, the little tax. They're not going to do that. So what he's talking about doing is more of the Class B mom and pop stuff.
And I'm looking, so I was born and raised in Reading, bridal district of the world.
Yep.
That's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's not going nowhere. Because why? Because it's emotional. Brides want to go touch and feel. And, of course, us husbands say, my God, I can't believe you spent $1,200 on a dress you're going to wear.
Do you know how many bars are in Reading? You just go, you take the wives and the girls, they all go and do
everything's
the dress,
there.
And then everybody
it's all there.
Everything's there.
Yeah, the bridal district for all of Cincinnati. I don't care if you grew up poor, you grew up wealthy. That's where everybody goes. And they charge you the same amount for the dress. It's an experience. It's not just it's not something you can get on Amazon. Well, I can get that dress. No, it's the experience.
Now you got to try it on. You got to be drinking your
Everybody
sparkling water and
your sparkling
enjoying
water or your grape juice or your wine. And the drunker you get, the more you're going to spend. And then the husband will say, I cannot believe that you spent $1,200 on something you're going to wear for 8 hours or 12 hours.
But if they talk to me beforehand, they're going to be able to afford it.
There you go. And it doesn't matter because that's what your wife wants, man.
Yes, dear.
What's the first thing that, you know what my wife calls, the first thing I say? I'm sorry. And she says, what? And I'm just like, oh, hey, how you doing? Because I didn't know.
See, my view, I'm a happily married man. My view is I always do 1 or 2 things a week that I know I'm going to be in trouble for. Mm-hmm. But those are 1 or 2 things that I know what she's going to be mad about.
See, I never know.
There's not a guessing game.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm like, well, what did you know about honey?
Well, I didn't do the laundry, my bad.
I ain't doing no laundry. Call the dry cleaner. Tell them come grab all this crap, man. I ain't doing that. So that's your time and your money. So, okay, that's a unique district. So you like that area. That area is hot. I would tell you guys to be really cautious on any other retail, but he's in a space there that is niche, and I think that's safe over there. And it's kind of cool, all the millennials, which you're a millennial, Matt's a millennial. I'm not quite a millennial, but I'm not quite a baby boomer. Gen X. What do they say? We got the best generation. I seen that thing on Facebook, and then I seen somebody copy and paste it and put that millennials did, and I seen baby. Everybody's saying that. But I think we grew up. We had a lot of fun playing with bees and snakes, and then we got older. We started shooting at each other with BB guns, and
you're the generation that ruined it for us.
Yeah. How do we ruin it for you guys?
Well, we're not even allowed to play with guns or BB guns.
Yeah, you can.
Well,
that's your parents. I let my kids play with whatever.
Well,
I better not because
I'll tell you what though, stupid. The Gen Zs.
Yeah.
They're the smart ones. So far, they're understanding.
But in the Bible, it talks about that. It says that information. It talks about closer towards the end, information just becoming so abundant. And man, our kids now, like I call my son up, man, he knows everything, and that's why I said he just knows it. I'm like, hey, Caden, somebody was over here the other day, was asking about Lamborghini, and then he knows exactly how many of them were built, what the time and the spec, everything else, and he knows everything about so much, man. The kid's 14, and he went out and studied. He's trading stocks, and he went and bought this one. And it was not the electric vehicle stocks, but it was actually the ones that are going to supply the stuff for the batteries. It was I don't know what it was, but he found that. Anyways, guys, talking about we're not going to jump, but right now there's something crazy going on because this is really about real estate millionaires, but we also invest. what's going on with the stock market and Reddit? I know that Matt wanted me to get in yesterday, and today I'll probably put $20,000-$30,000 into the stock market to play. I'll probably end up losing it all because I'm listening to Matt. He's going to have me buy a stock, but I may be able to quadruple it or get a 5x return on it in 2 or 3 days. So, does anybody know about Reddit, or are there any questions from the audience? Matt, fill us in what's going on with Reddit, man? I know you guys can't see, Matt. You got to speak up, Matt.
So Reddit, social media is controlling the stock market.
Social media is controlling the stock market. They're pushing these stocks. They're pushing these big hedge funds that had what do you call it? They had puts or what's the other one? Puts or calls, and they're making them like, man, they're crushing it. Like, you can't do any puts or calls right now, man. You're gonna get demolished because they're pushing these stocks. GameStop went from $17 to $321 in what, 2 weeks?
Well, last night or this morning it hit like 500.
God, it hit 500.
It was pre-market, but it hit 500.
Wow, that's insane, man. So that is gambling at a whole nother level there, man. But if you can get in on the beginning of that wave and you put in $17,000 and now you got $500,000, man, that is insane, man.
Yeah, GameStop's at 350 right now.
That's insane, guys.
Story I heard actually from a friend, buddy of his, put in $33,000. He just rolled everything. He gambled it all. He said, I'm young. I'm going to make it back if I lose it. He's up $220,000, give or take.
That's insane. What did he put it in?
GameStop.
When was this?
Oh, 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
2 days ago, so he's probably up $400,000 or $500,000 now.
He looked to, I don't know exactly when he jumped in, to be honest, but he was looking at it, and he jumped early.
Yeah. Wow, man. That is amazing. So, Matt, what are the biggest movers in the market today?
Let's see, biggest movers.
So what we're trying to do is see what they're moving in the market. And we're not telling you guys to go out here and do this, but I'm going to do some of it.
We got Jan 1, they're up 146%.
Okay, what did they start at?
Today they started at 952, they're at 22, or 23, they're suspended right now.
They're suspended?
So they paused that because it was going up so fast.
All right, so find the next one. I'm going to go buy $10,000 or $20,000 worth of it right now.
No, I ain't doing that. I'll let you figure that out.
Why? Just tell me. I don't care.
Oh, man.
If I lose it, I'll make it back in my sleep because I own real estate. Come on, man.
As a financial planner, I'm just going to sit here and do this for a minute.
Yeah.
So we got AC, which
Hold on. Let me see how much I'm up in the market today because yesterday I got slaughtered. Okay.
everybody got slaughtered yesterday.
Yeah, but the market's up today, and I'm still down $105. Stupid stocks. All right. That's okay. I bought Enphase at $50. It's at $181.
What did I tell you to buy yesterday? Costs?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it at when I told you to buy it?
I don't know. $20, $30.
20, 30 bucks?
No, it was at 55.
55, okay.
Where's it at now? 100?
It went back down. It's at 64.
Yeah.
So-
See, yeah, it's too risky. I want to buy. Where was cost at a week ago?
A week ago?
Was it $10, man? You don't buy that.
Yeah, like 10 bucks.
The $10 stock for 55? No.
No.
Was it $3 and it's at 60 now?
That's putting the doors up on the Lambo and just letting it ride.
Yeah, but what do you do with that money? Because the feds may come back and take that back from you.
This morning it hit 168.
God, but the feds might come back and take that money from you, man.
Can they?
I don't think they can.
Okay, it's insider trading.
But they do it all the time at the stock market.
It doesn't matter. That's when the rich people are taking the poor people's money. Now the poor people are taking the rich people's money. It's going to be a damn problem. You know? Yeah.
Freaking out.
Yeah, they're freaking out. They're like, you can't take our money. We got to take yours.
I'll be honest with you, though. I'm looking at it like this is the first time in I don't know how long that the U.S. came together and unified and said, you know what? Let's all just buy GameStop.
Yeah, it's all by GameStop, man. And so what happens, guys, the reason it's going up so much is because you had people that shorted GameStop. And what happens is for every dollar it goes up, they have to cover that. So if they had 1,000 shares and it went up $20, they're losing $20,000. It went up $100, they're losing $100,000. So eventually their margin account, they don't have enough money in there to cover it. So they force them to go in and buy the stock to cover it. It's called a short squeeze, man. And so
People are saying a lot of brokers are having server issues right now. No telling where anything is going right now.
Well, I wish some of these damn stocks that I had would go up because they're not. And I got a lot of stocks right now. And I think we all should get together and buy some of these. I don't know, man. But
What do you got that you want to?
nah, dude, I'm not doing that. I ain't getting no insider trading crap. I'll show you guys now. I'm just kidding. So, but let's look and see what the biggest movers are today. Tell me one that's the biggest mover. Now, I don't want one that. I just want one that just started moving. I don't want one that's up 20 or 30%. Or look on Reddit.
So you want to do the last 5 minutes?
Look on Reddit, yeah. Last 5 minutes. What's the biggest mover?
Did he have any questions about how to do BRRRR?
We're talking about stocks right now, man. We're trying to get you guys some quick money, man. We're trying to get you this 20 grand in like 20 minutes. I know this isn't the responsible thing to do, man, but and yeah, I'm sure he does have some stuff. You got some BRRR questions here, man. Write them down, man. We're gonna go through them, man. Yeah, write them down, brother.
So not loading. It looks like Reddit's down.
Reddit's down.
It really is. It's down.
They're shorting Reddit. So everybody go buy Reddit right now.
Oh, there we go. It's up. All right, there we go. So Wall Street Bets is the group, is the forum that was really hitting. So there's a class action lawsuit against Robinhood.
Okay. So what? Who cares?
Supposedly they're trying to get Nokia, AMC, GameStop, and Naked to go up. It looks like.
Okay, but aren't them already up?
They keep fluctuating so much.
Where's GameStop? Where's BlackBerry? Where's RIM? So let's go to RIM.
BlackBerry, what'd you say?
BlackBerry is RIM, ain't it?
That's BB.
It's BB on a ticker. Okay.
Yeah, it's at $14.
It's at $14, and it's down $10 today.
Yeah, it's down 10 today.
So they may have already started dumping it. And let's see what the 1 month is.
So Robinhood is blocking certain
Stocks?
so like all of like
What the hell are they doing that for?
because they're getting in trouble, I guess.
I mean, how's Robinhood? They're a provider, man. It's freedom of speech.
They're not allowed to do. They dropped GameStop and they dropped.
I mean, that's insane because now what's going to happen is everybody's going to leave Robinhood. I would. Don't tell me what I can buy.
Thousands and thousands of bad reviews.
Who is?
Robinhood on the App Store.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody's leaving.
Everybody's going to leave them. That's stupid. I wouldn't do that. That ain't your job, man. Your job is to provide a place to buy. Okay, so what else we got, man? RIM is dropping. What do we got that's going up? And he's working his questions out, guys. And if you have any questions, make sure that you sign in. And, hey, guys, go sign up. Look, man, I got my partner Mike here. I know he's not as good looking as me, but From Broke to Millions, man. This book here has a lot of information in it. Just amazing. It's probably the best book that I've ever read as far as understanding how cap rates work and everything. Look at that. We even got how we made $1 million on this building right here. Over $1 million. I think we made 1.5, 1.6 million on it. And look at that. Look at that handsome guy, man. What happened to him?
N-E-W-A.
Yeah, NEWA.
Look at that stock.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna go buy some NUA.
Are you gonna buy it? I don't know. It's suspended right now. They suspend it and then it crashes.
Newater Technology. Is that it? Well, I can't buy it if they suspended it.
It'll open back up.
No, I don't want to buy this. It was at $3 this morning. It's at $5 now. It's up 59%. Okay, we'll buy 1,000 shares. Let's see here. We'll go buy, trade. Can I buy any? See, it might be, okay, buy 1,000 shares. Done. Buy it, market. So it's probably going to crash as soon as I buy it. Preview order. Your market order cannot be accepted right now because the last trade price is not in line with the current bid-ask price. What are you talking about? I did a market order. Oh, I did a market order. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I can't buy that. So Matt's giving us stocks that we can't even buy.
You'll be able to buy it in a second. They're all suspended. They're suspending everything that has a fast increase.
Okay, so this is something new, man. Something new right now. So here, let's go over some of the BRRRR questions. I showed you a little earlier, and now that I showed him how to become very wealthy in real estate, he's going to go get his first. How many BRRRs have you done? Any?
So we've dabbled a little bit in real estate, to be honest with you. I've been a landlord. I inherited a property when my dad passed. So
I'm sorry about that, man.
you know, it's a part of life. So
Yeah. How long ago was that?
October, it'll be 6 years. My mom.
I'm sure
wanted,
like you and Matt lost his dad too. You know, just you guys are great, man. Like I want my kid like Matt, man. I want my kid to kind of be like him, but
you want your kids to be like Matt?
yeah, man. Matt's
got
a really
dude.
good spirit. Nah, I don't
Matt's
care
a good
about. I don't
dude.
care about money, man. Money. Once you learn how to make money,
comes.
once you learn how to make money, man. I mean, I'll tell you guys. When I was in solitary confinement in '96 and '97, I was still happy. You know, money doesn't make you happy. It just gives you
The ability.
options.
Options.
Gives you options, man. That's it. Really, the thing about money is it allows you to help other people and not stress about your bills. That is great not to worry about your bills. But you have other problems that you're going to have to deal with too. Like, what do I do with my money? How do I protect my money? How do I grow my money?
How do I trust somebody has my best interest in mind?
Yeah, exactly. How do I trust somebody to grow my money? So here, let's go over some of your questions. What is your personal favorite for first-time BRRRR looking to start? I like single family because right now 2 units and 4 units are so expensive. And they're harder to get because everybody's gravitating towards them because they want to do the hack. They want to live in a unit, rent the other 3 out, even maybe rent the other bedroom out. So it has inflated the prices more, I think, than single family houses. And everybody says, here's what everybody says. And look, man, my partner Mike probably even says this, but I don't agree with it. They say, well, you know, if you got a house and it's vacant, then 100% of your rent's gone. But if you got a 4-family, and 1 unit goes vacant, I said, well, go buy 4 houses then. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's the same math. One of them goes vacant and you still got 3 occupied, right? Because it's all about your occupancy for the year and not your occupancy right now while you're living it. So I like single family homes because I think that the value is there and it's easier to get. I think I can show you places you can get it all in for 120 that are worth 160 that are going to appreciate 5% a year, which is going to be compounded. It'll be worth 204,000. And you only owed 128. With your principal reduction year 5, you only owe 115. So you're creating $89,000 in each one. Plus you had about $12,000 in passive income. Right? So do the math. 89 plus 12, you're making $100,000 off each one. A lot of people like to flip them and make $20,000, 20 after taxes. It ain't worth it, man. You're doing all the work and you're letting somebody else get rich. Any questions about that?
So, I mean, I've heard the same things. Like I said before, my dad actually told me to buy a 2-family to start out, you know, had no kids and buy a 2-family.
That's normally good, but in this market, they're so high.
Right.
And I got my buddy Alex Altali. He'll tell you here, man, he's one of the best realtors that I've ever seen. He's amazing. You know, call him for all your realtor needs, man. He's a beast. But look, man, you know, Alex Altali in Cincinnati, man, he actually sold me my house, helped me get my house out here, and beautiful house. And thank you so much, Alex. I still owe you a deal. I'm showing him a couple deals, but Alex is crushing it. But look, man, you know, and Alex will tell you, it's harder to get a 2 and a 4 unit. You're going to overpay. I think there's still houses out here where you can still find some value in them. Actually, I know. The guy I interviewed the other day, good friend of mine, did his first house, man. He's in it for $77,000. First BRRRR, right? 3 years it took him to do. He just like scared him, like wanted to smack him upside his head, like, man, quit thinking poor. No sooner he got his first one done, he said, Nate, I need another one. I said, man, Jay, I told your ass. He got in his house for $77,000 and it's worth $140,000. We found a bank that'll do a no season cash out refi. He's pulling $105,000, $110,000 out. Crazy, man. He's got all his capital back plus another $25,000, $30,000, paying no taxes on it. And he found a tenant who's going to help pay for all that. They're giving him $1,200 a month, paying for everything for him. He still has positive cash flow.
And they're not going to suspend that.
They're not going to suspend that. Robin Hood and all that crap. So, I mean, that was his first deal, and he's so excited now. And but the main thing was, it wasn't that he did. It was his mindset the other day, man. And I preached and I talked to him. And I mean, keep in mind, man, we grew up from 5 years old together, man. And he was like, yeah, man, you don't need cable, man. That's a luxury. And I was like, see, that's mindset. I'm getting to the goal. I'm getting to the bag and I don't care. It's not, well, I still kind of want to be comfortable along the way. Now you're changing your goal because you want to be comfortable. Listen, man, race to your goal and get there. Once you get there, then you can go buy a yacht. You can go do whatever you want. But you got to race to that goal. And you got to set, like my partner Mike Yearley says, big, hairy, audacious goals. BHAG. So, would you live in your own BRRRR property?
If you're starting
Absolutely. Out. You know why? Because I can get in that property with 3% down or 0% down. When an investment property, I'm going to need 20%. So I go do this as a BRRRR. I own it. I get in. My barrier to enter is really low. I build up I build up equity. I can even do what's it called? The 203K loan where I'm getting renovation funds. As soon as I get that done, then I can rent it and move out and do another owner occupied with 3% down. That's a house hack. So I would absolutely do that. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Then your leverage is crazy. Everybody says, what if I fail? Don't worry about it. Even if you fail, you're going to be okay.
Hey, that's the first attempt in learning.
Pick yourself up. And when I went through bankruptcy 7-8 years ago, man, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, I was losing everything. But since I controlled the assets, I was able to work it out with the bank. It would have only really been detrimental if I would have walked away and been like, but I work with the bank. So then when I start to reestablish my credit, I had, hey, guys, I worked with the banks. It wasn't really my fault that the economy fell apart. It wasn't my fault that these people didn't pay me for these big leases I had. And I'm not making excuses because I say now it's my fault because I know better. But back then, nobody knew better. And so you kind of got to reestablish, say, hey, listen, there was nothing I could do that was foreseeable. It's kind of like COVID and how they're going to deal with looking at that as bankruptcy. Now they will look at it and say, why didn't you have reserves? But back then, nobody was modeling that. So does that make a lot of sense, man?
That makes perfect sense.
So,
yes.
And you own your own house right now?
Yes.
So maybe you're going to rent it out and you're going to go do another BRRRR?
Honestly, we bought at the perfect time. It was before the market went up. And we were
like what year?
Oh,
it could have been 2019. The market shot up.
2017.
Yeah, 2017 went up a lot, guys. You know why? You know why it went up?
Let's hear it.
You know?
It has to be inflation.
No, because interest rates dropped.
Well,
the same house that you could qualify at 5% or 6% interest rate for $240,000. Now you're going to have the same payment on a $375,000 house. That's why. That's it, guys. So when interest rates go back up, which they will one day, but I think the Feds are going to keep them low for a while, I think you'll see a reversal of that. So you gotta be careful. You gotta model this stuff. You gotta figure out when you're going to dispose of assets. Okay, do you want to hire a property management company? No, I want to build my own. I want to be vertically integrated. I want to control the process. I don't want anybody else to come up with excuses that I can't control. How many properties do you need to use it? I mean, again, guys, I want to build my own. I want to manage my own. I want to know how to do everything. I want to know how to do the leasing. I want to know how to do the eviction process. I want to know how to do the maintenance. I want to know how to put the maintenance guys out there. That is going to be key to scaling and your success, because if not, you're calling the guy out of the phone book. He's telling you something and you're taking, trust me, 90% of the time they're wrong, because you got to think about it. All the company did was went and hired a $12 or $20 an hour guy. That's it. And so it's like me hiring a $12 or $20 an hour guy. I still have to give him guidance. So it's controlling the process, man. And that's what I would suggest you do. We vertically integrate everything. We're like, hey, man, we're starting to have a lot of insurance claims and mold. Okay, let's start a mold company. We started a mold company. Or none of our friends could get mold done. We say, okay, we'll start a mold company. What do we need to do that? Water restoration. We started a water restoration company. We didn't do that to make money. We did it as a vertical integration of what we're already doing. We do fire, water, and mold. It's vertical integration. I mean, mold, we go and do it for half price for all of our friends because we don't care. We don't want to see them get murdered on mold. I told Matt the other day. We write it up in Zactimate, and we do it for about half price. We make a little bit of money, but it just really helps with OpEx, operating expenses that we have. So how many properties? I mean, again, the way I started my management company was I didn't have enough money. So I went and did a flip. I flipped a property. I made like 40 grand. I took that 40 grand. I set it in an escrow, and I said, I'm going to go hire somebody, and I'm just gonna take a chance, and I'm gonna hire this person because I needed some help, and I hired them. That paid their whole salary for the year, and they made me $80,000. That $40,000 made me $80,000. Then I learned how to do invest in humans. You invest in people, and they can make you more money if you have systems and processes put together. And the reason they were able to help me grow and make money was because not only were they helping manage properties, I was able to grow quicker, but also I was able to take on flips that I was doing back then that I wouldn't have been able to do. That's how they made me the money. And so then I grew and I hired more people. And then I had an attorney reach out, and man, they had 70-something units and they needed help. They were getting slaughtered. And I said, hey, man, I'll do it, man, but I want equity. Equity. Gave me equity in the deals. I'm getting paid to manage the deals. I'm getting equity in the deals. I'm doing stuff at cost because I really don't like to make my money off work, and I like to make my money off the equity that we're building. And to this day, that is a lasting relationship. 13 years later, you know, we've made millions of dollars together, and he's high-level Harvard guy. He just, you know, just brilliant guy, man. He's down in Miami now, and I'm going to look at a hotel in South Beach, and I'm going to look him up when I'm down there. He's on what's that called? North Bay Point or whatever. So any other questions, brother? How can we work together, and what's your plan for 2021?
My plan for 2021 is just to start to leverage. So I've been eating a lot of bologna lately. I've been trying to make sure that I have what I need.
Yep.
To be in a position, because when everything starts going up, I do feel inflation's going to pressure some people into, you know, are they overextended? Or did they buy too big of a house and now they can't afford it? Did they buy the right mortgage, you know?
Yep.
So when everything goes down, personally, I want to be ready. I don't want to be greedy, but I just want to be ready, because when everything starts hitting the fan.
Well, what makes you think everything's going to hit the fan?
I personally, I feel that taxes are the all-time low. They've been an all-time low since 30, 40 years. It just continues to go down. Every time we've ever had a war in our history, they've raised taxes. Mm-hmm. I mean, our deficit at this point is over $1 trillion, and it's still compounding. It's not going in the right direction.
But you can wipe it out through inflation.
Will they?
They have to. They don't have any other.
We're hoping.
Do you understand how the economy works? Do you understand how the feds borrow money and how the U.S. Treasury? I mean, who are they paying the interest to?
Themselves.
So why can't they just keep borrowing money?
I just feel like just the stock markets, you know, looking at just everything, how it plays out, eventually there's going to be a burst.
Yeah, of course. Stocks are going to bust. Real estate's going to bust. Cryptocurrency is going to bust. It's all a bubble.
And just understanding
but
how to leverage.
The thing is, cryptocurrency may never come back. The stock may never come back.
But property,
hey, man. Oh,
that land's not going anywhere.
Oh, man. You got bricks. You got mortar. You got windows.
You got
you
grass.
Can't just print this stuff, man. That's why I love real estate, because I am not going to sell real estate when the market's down. Right. I am going to sell it when it's up.
Right.
So, that's why I love real estate.
Yes.
And why I think you guys should buy it. But I don't necessarily agree with you that there's going to be a bubble and it's going to bust. You got 81 million millennials that need housing. They're coexisting with 78 million. What you got to do is follow the basic jobs. You got to follow the job trends. We had 131 million jobs pre-COVID, all-time high. That dipped to 110. We shot back up in the 120s. I don't know where we're at today. We're not real far off that, but we're still down probably 6 or 7%.
Right.
So, but what kind of jobs were them? Were them basic jobs or were them service jobs? Because if they were all service jobs, it's not going to hurt us. Because why? Service jobs are just people going out and servicing people that are recycling the money. The money's still going to be spent. It's just not going to be spent with those service people. Those service people do create like a 1 to 1 point. So for every job that you had that was cut, it created a 1.34 other job. But when you start getting into manufacturing, it creates 10 to 1. Right? So those are the real jobs that you want to think about. I did see this morning that Biden did something to shut down the fracking, which that could really hurt our economy. And I'm not saying fracking is good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just talking about numbers. We created 1.8 million jobs out of fracking, and those have a 10x on them. So that's 18 million jobs. And remember, right now we're down 6 million. If you cut that off, man, that could kill us, man. And so, I don't know how that's likely to hurt things. And I would not just go in and do it emotionally. It's like me going in when I'm raising tenants' rent. I don't just do it across the whole board. I do it, where I can absorb new tenants in. And he needs to do it if we're going to move over to electric vehicles, in my opinion. He needs to absorb new jobs in first before he starts cutting old jobs. Otherwise, you start coming in and destroying the economy, man. That's emotional, and it's not smart to do in business. So we don't know what the long-term ripple effects of that are going to be.
Right.
That could be huge. You lose 18 million jobs right there. That's as bad as COVID. COVID, we didn't lose 18 million jobs.
The world shut down.
We lost 22 million. We lost 22 million in the States, right? So you're going to lose 18 million from fracking? And I don't know if that's a number, but, man, that seems sweeping actions is what I read this morning. But I don't know if it's true. I haven't researched it. I always like to research because news people just don't tell the truth anymore. They're emotional. So
for me, I truly believe in, like you were saying, the land's not going to go anywhere. When you own that parcel,
are you working with any realtors?
Not currently. No.
So I mainly do off-market deals, but if you're looking for some value-add stuff, man, like I told you, my buddy Alex, I'll give you his number. He's great, man. He can find you some good stuff, man. He's aggressive. He's good. So I'll give you his information and call him, and he'll take care of you, brother.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that passive income, you're making money without even trying to.
But think about this. When you talking about the prices going down, right? We're in such a position right now where there's so much capital out here right now. I'm talking trillions of dollars waiting on the sideline. So when you start to see a dip,
it's going to take years. I don't.
No. When you see a dip, what's going to happen is the big boys are going to come in and they're going to swoop that stuff up in droves. It's going to be hard to get because before 07 and 08, that didn't exist. Now they have systems for that. And I remember back in 2012, whatever. And they asked Warren Buffett about single-family homes. He said, well, if you had a good system, I would go out and buy 200, maybe 300,000 homes. I mean, that's insane if you could manage them, right?
Right.
So there's so many different places that came up, and they're able to manage them now. So, Matt, let's go. Do we have any questions from the group?
Just a couple. Go ahead and ask people to ask questions and leave them below.
So if you guys got any questions, we'll answer your questions. We thank you for joining today. Make sure you subscribe to us and go on our BRRRR Invest and .com portal and check out. We got some good paperwork in there for you and a calculator and like leases and buy agreements, things that are already formed up by an attorney. You may want to specialize them according to your state, but we already have some documents in there that you can go in and buy relatively cheap. And that's one of our partners that we work close with. Great guy down in actually works out of South America. And so we guys, thank you for joining us today. If you got any questions, hold on one second. We got Alex here. Hold on, Alex. Let me join you in, brother. Alex, what's up, brother? Hold on. I don't know how to. Alex, you there?
Can you hear me?
What's up, Alex? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Nate?
Man, tell everybody what you're doing, man. Tell them, give them your information. We got some people on our YouTube, man. I think on our BRR Invest. We got a group in there that you guys have to join us. We got like 39,000 people in there. But go ahead and tell them what questions you got, brother.
Man, so first of all, always be selling, right? Always be selling. But my question is I did my first flip recently. I got like about $55,000 out of it in profit.
You did your first flip. You got 55 grand out.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, brother.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that great. I mean, I was thinking I was gonna get around 80, but settled at 55.
See, listen to this guy. He makes $55,000 and he's depressed. You hear that, man?
It's not like that, man.
No. I'm just saying that's because he has big, lofty goals. And that's what we want you guys to set your goals. We want you to be around people like Alex. If you're around people like Alex Altali, hey, listen, man, 55,000 is a disappointment for him. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about it, brother.
Well, I'll tell you why it's a disappointment. It was the opportunity cost, right?
Yep, there you go.
I could go and sell a $1.5 million house like yours and make the same amount of money and put literally 10% of the effort in that it took to rehab this house. It took so much time.
Yeah, but Alex, one thing is the experience and what you learned.
Oh yeah,
is
and that was
instrumental.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that piece of it was invaluable, and I don't regret it by any means because buying that house was. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, right? I mean, I went in there blind. I bought it without an inspection. I mean, there was like 20 or 30 people that was looking at it, and I was dumb enough to think, oh, yeah, I mean, this is a great property, which, I mean, again, I made a profit on it, but...
you killed it, Alex.
I mean, yeah, there was mold in the basement. There was a lot of...
Well, why didn't you call me? You know I got a mold company, brother. I would have hooked you up.
I mean, I didn't even know that, to be honest with you, but no, man, anyways, my question to you is, if, in the current times we live in where everything seems to be inflated, what would you do if you had like, 200 grand? Would you, so I talked to, the guy that owns Uptown Rentals.
Yeah, Dan, yep.
Yeah, so Dan, hey, sorry, there's a lot of wind out here. I'm taking my dog out. But he's always like been telling me start small, start with a duplex and work your way up to, a big portfolio, right? And so is that...
Yeah, I agree with
you. Think that's the...
But no, you got 200 grand now. Go buy a commercial property, man. Go find something for $750,000 and leverage it.
So leverage the 200 for basically 20% down on what? I mean, what, a million, I guess, or?
Well, you want to have some reserves, so I'd probably say 750. Buy a commercial property, something that you can start pushing rents on, and find a value add. I mean, I get them all the time. I just got 277 units over. I'm actually wholesaling about half of them. I got most of them already sold and gone. But, reach out to me after this call, man. I got a bunch of, I got stuff all the time. I got 24 units in Montgomery I'm taking down right now. It's a big value add play. So reach out to me and I'll find you something, brother. And I'll show you exactly what I think you should do, because you need to get some assets that you're able to push and sell at cap rates. Just formulate you a plan. But it may be hard to get something like that right now, so you may have to go with some single families.
Right. So I bought a 4-unit and a storefront in Newport that's surrounded by like $500,000-$600,000 houses, and we've been I did kind of one of those house hacks too, where I'm living in one, and the others are paying for the rent. It's just, I think it's a lot easier, instead of doing the single family houses, it's a lot easier to maintain when you have more units in one area.
Well, you can hire people to run it for you, brother. The goal is passive income. If you're running everything, it's not truly passive. But Alex, hold on 1 second, brother. I got to run over here, man. You guys go ahead and ask him a question. I got to run over here for a minute. Be right back. We got any questions on there, brother? Yeah, hold on. Let's finish up with Alex and then jump right over that.
So, Alex, are you? Do you feel comfortable where you're at with the 750 rather than taking it all the way to the mill, or are you wanting to do something? Are you pushing the envelope?
Oh, always, man.
Always.
Always.
Okay, so are you?
I want to go broke in the next year. I mean, I've saved. Got probably $300,000 right now saved in cash, so I'm looking to go broke again.
Well, that's the only way you're going to make money, to be honest with you, is if you go straight conservative, it's never going to work. Earning any.
But I mean, I'm 29 too. I can take this risk now versus, if I had a family and
all that. So I agree with that 100%. And not only that, like Nate was even saying, it's the opportunities that you're learning through this process, and you're making money when you're learning rather than losing money.
If you're making money, Alex, The 50,000 versus what you learned $1 million worth of lessons, brother. Especially because you didn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he didn't take on an easy flip. He took on a hard one.
terrible.
But let me ask you this: why didn't you keep it?
Well, see, that's what I, okay, so here's the thing is, I know that it's going to need a new roof in the next, 5 years. I know that the HVAC's, pretty much shit. So it's going to need a new HVAC. I mean, when you
So
start
that's
thinking
10
about-
grand.
I guess if you, with your connects, yeah, but
Well, my connects are your connects. All you gotta do is call me, brother.
I know, man, that's my fault. So why I didn't keep it now, I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I think it was kind of, again,
So here, give us the numbers real quick. How much money? And this is gonna help you with. How much money did you have in it?
I bought it for we'll say 170.
Okay, you bought it for 170. How much you put in it?
Yeah, we'll say like 25, I'd say.
Okay, and then how much? What did you sell it for?
255.
Okay, you sold it for 255. Then so after close, you still had some closing costs on there, right?
The commissions and closing. I mean, I did a flat fee with my company, so.
Got it. Okay,
to
so
pay
you
the
did both
buyer's
sides.
agent. No, I only had to pay the buyer's agent, so but still, that was.
Yeah, 3%. So that's 7,500. Then did you have to give any seller paid closing costs?
No.
Okay. So you got 255. So you ended up, like you said, with 50 grand. What could you have rented that place out for?
Maybe like 1,200. I'd
So
say.
that deal was a flip because that numbers do not make sense at all, guys. If you're gonna hold on to a $255,000 property, you need to get, man, north of $2,500 a month to make it work.
Really?
Yes, absolutely, brother. You did the right thing there. Hey, when listen, man, I got a deal in Montgomery that I will show you what I'm doing. I'm getting these on average at $166,000 a unit, which is a lot, but Class A area and my rents right now are $1,500, but I'm going to be able to push them to $2,350, $2,300, right?
After some value add?
Yeah,
obviously?
after some value add, yep. 25, 30 grand in each unit, and I can push them to that. And there's already 6 of them that are at 22 to 2350. I just got to come in and renovate the other 18 or 19, whatever it is.
So why wouldn't you just, all right, so if you're at 166, how much more money is it going to cost for the value add?
30
You're
grand,
gonna so you're at what, 190?
196.
196?
Yep.
But then you're saying you can push them to 23, you think?
Yeah, I can push the rents on average 600. Let's just say $600 a unit, right?
Right.
So I can push the rent $600 a unit with the $30,000 renovation, or I can push the rents about $250 a unit with zero or a couple $1,000 renovation, right? So now what I got to look at is 600 times 12. Let's say 600 minus the 250 because I'm picking up 350. Okay, so 350 times 12. What's that? 4,200, right?
Right.
4,200. Okay, hold on. Let me get my calculator out here, man. Because, guys, this is where the money's made. This is where the money is made here. So we're going to push them $4,200, and I'm going to have to put 30 grand up to do this. I'm going to capture 95% occupancy. That's 3,990. You know what I'm about to show you here, man? Huh?
I want to see it.
Magic, baby.
I want to see it.
So this 3,990, I could sell off at a 6% return. So I could sell that at $66,500. Somebody is going to pay me $66,500 for $3,990 in cash flow because they're going to go to the bank and they're going to borrow this money at 4%. So they're going to borrow this money for $2,660 to pay me the $66,500 that I got, but they're going to make $3,990. So even after they pay the bank, they're going to make $1,300. That's it.
Right.
Over and over and over again. So $30,000. I'm pushing 30. I'm making $36,500 profit times 36.5 times 24. I'm making $876,000 profit. Oh wait, not by 24. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, by 19. But I'm also, I'm also able to take care of a lot of the deferred maintenance too. I don't like to have properties with a lot of deferred maintenance because then it's a distraction for me and my team. I like to go in. If it needs a new roof in 5 years, I'm doing it. If it needs a new HVAC system. Actually, I don't replace HVAC systems because they could last another 20 years for all I know. You know, we don't know just because it's old, really, especially the furnaces. Furnaces don't break. It's a metal box. It's a wheel that spins around. And it is if it's electric, it's just a heating element that heats up. And if it's gas, it's just a heat exchanger. If a heat exchanger cracks, then yeah, I'm just going to replace it. But other than that, man, I got furnaces probably from the 1970s that are running great. They don't look beautiful. They're probably green, but they're still running.
Right.
So, well, I'll show you this one that we're doing over here in Montgomery, man. And if you, I don't know, I may even have some opportunity to invest in that too, man. So I know that my partner Mike wants to make sure that some of his investors get in on it first. But, I'll let you know about that, man. Hands off, take your capital and get a return, and you just do what you're good at. Unless you want it, because you see what he's talking about is the brain damage, man. Them projects cause brain damage, don't they? Every day there's a contractor, they're calling you with something else. So you probably bought an older house. What year was it?
Yeah, it's 140 years old, man.
Yeah, box gutters, man. I would have stayed away from that. Does it have a slate roof on it?
At one portion it did, yeah.
Yeah, so that stuff's all bad. Slate roofs, you got to replace. There's no sheeting underneath.
Box gutters, man, those
are bad, man. Those are bad.
Crazy.
They're not fun. Yeah. So, guys, I did a video about all this. And, Alex, if you go on YouTube and watch my videos on Nate Barger, you're not going to buy stuff like that. You're going to know what to buy. Now,
man, I've watched a couple, so I'm going to keep going with it. I appreciate you doing those, man.
Well, let's go, brother. Well, I'm gonna jump over to some other questions we got, man. Thanks as always, brother. And let's catch up. I want to have you on our show too, man, the Real Estate Millionaires, brother. So I'm going to have Matt reach out, and you can tell us how you're crushing it in real estate, man.
Absolutely, man.
Okay, brother.
Look forward to it, bro. Take care.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Congratulations.
Yep. All right.
Someone was asking, what bank do you use to refi?
To refi for what?
Like a house.
I mean, I don't really do houses anymore.
Or whatever. But probably,
Like, where are they at?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Go to your local banks, man. Go to your local banks, and here's what you want to tell them. Which ones are you doing portfolio lending on? Portfolio lending means they're keeping it in house, because then the bank it's discretionary. If it's a product that they're doing that is not going to be, if it's a product that they're selling off to Fannie or Freddie, then they got all these different things that they got to do. You want to find banks that are going to loan out of their portfolio, though.
All right, here's a long one.
Okay.
All right, I have a certain amount of money, but no job. Please tell me if deals have a great value and if I buy properties which are on MLS with a huge discount and put money in for repair. After 6 months, I pull out money by lending on commercial loan and keep doing BRRRR. I pay 100% of the cost of all properties and repairs, and the leader of my RE investment community and I will split the rent 25 to 75%. Probably until I sell these properties. He told me the importance of having the partnership rather than paying the fee or something up front. I have a hard time to find the great value on this deal. Am I selfish and self-centered and only think about my benefit? Please tell me what you think.
Nah, man. I mean, I don't think, number one, you're gonna find great deals on MLS. If he's not finding you off-market deals, then I mean, those are deals you can go find yourself. And managing in a property definitely doesn't deserve 25%, because if you're renting out for $1,000, he's taking $250. You're gonna lose money every month. It needs to be 25% of the profit, and he has to earn his shares. Anytime you're putting up all the money, you're taking all the risk. You need to vet your guy. Like we raise capital on our deals, but we are very experienced and we know what our worth is. But when you're doing single family homes, I would be eager to see, like, what is the guy's worth? Why can't he put money in if he's really as good as he says he is? Not to knock him, maybe he is, but I would be leery to jump into that, because you're getting in to a situation where you he can walk away from the property. What are you going to do? So I would be cautious of that.
Okay. Can you explain non-seasonal loans?
Yeah, they're loans that the bank says, hey, you've only had this, you've had this property for, 30 days and you created $50,000 in value. We want to wait and see what happens. Sometimes the loans that have to season are more of a government restriction. Those are the government's going to mandate that they have to season, meaning like, let's say you're doing what's that frying pan you got that you have to season first?
Oh, the cast iron.
Cast iron, you have to season it. It has to have some time where it's cooked in before you use it. Same thing, it's usually a 6-month requirement. So it holds you up. If you're using our system where you're going and pulling your capital back out, they're saying, hey, listen, man, we want you to make some money, but we want you to make it slow. We want you underneath the bridge eating ramen noodles and bologna.
They want to make the money too.
Well, it's government-backed products, so who knows why when you ask them, I'm sure they got a reason, but the reason doesn't line up with, their reason doesn't help out what your goal is. It only hinders your goal. So.
Cool. Can I get more than 10 commercial mortgages?
You can get as many commercial mortgages as you want. Commercial doesn't have a cap. You can go get $100 billion worth of commercial mortgages. I think what you mean is residential. You're usually capped at 10 residential for Fannie and Freddie. But that's when you go find somebody who's doing portfolio lending, and then they won't cap you. They usually give you a cap like I got a bank that gave me $1 million cap. I got another bank that gave me a $10 million cap. I got another bank that gave me a $15 million cap. And now I'm working with a bank that is giving me a $22 million cap or $20 million cap. So it all has to do with their maximum exposure per borrower or group. It doesn't have to do with deals when you get into commercial. That is only like the government-backed Fannie and Freddie. But even when you start doing bigger deals, Fannie and Freddie, they don't have a cap. I mean, you could go do, $1 billion worth. We got a great group we invest with, Vince over there at Arbor. If anybody needs any resources for this small loan balance program, man, I got a great connect. He's up in Manhattan, just great guy, man. You got a 20, 30, 40, $50 million deal. You don't know how to get it done, and you're experienced, and you know how to buy multifamily. Vince has a great product, great rates. I mean, probably in the 3s right now, and low 3s too. So reach out and DM me if you have a real deal on a bigger deal. So, Matt, any other questions, guys? If not, we are going to close out, man. You got any more questions?
I took a couple screenshots from the group.
Yep.
From those real quick, or you just want to...
Nah, we'll go ahead and close out. We're running over our time. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Nate Barger. And man, we want to tell our special guest, Mr. Is it Poto? Poto.
Yep.
Oh, what's it stand for? President of the what is it? Office
Opportunity.
Space. There you go. Opportunity, baby.
Opportunity.
Yeah, Mr. Poto, our special guest, man. Make sure, put the links on here so they can go follow him. Man, we thank you so much for your time. We're going to go over a few more things offline. But we appreciate you guys. And make sure that when we got videos coming out every 8 o'clock on YouTube, right? 8 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Man, you got to get Saturday and Sunday, man. We got to show some of these videos when we out stunting and, and some of our flashy stuff and hanging out with Matt, man. So you guys, thank you so much for your time. And we